All right, hello everybody. Welcome to the latest episode of Taped Crusaders, the superhero podcast about everything superheroes. This is your co-host Mike Allen. As always, I'm joined by
Joshua Mervell, and today we're going to be talking about
lament for this piece of crap.
Thanks for watching Tape Crusaders.
Yeah.
We'll see you again next.
Oh boy.
1991 TV pilot Power Pack,
Yes.
based on the Marvel Comics characters of the same name and
Based on,
comic book title. Hey, and
Hey,
Joined by
Josh.
Champion.
Hey, Mike. Hey, Josh. How's it going?
Okay, so here, let's just cut right to the chase. Ian, you don't read comics.
No.
Have you ever heard of
I'm definitely not going to read comics
No.
now. Thanks.
Have you ever heard of Power Pack before today?
Never heard of them.
Josh.
I've heard of them. I know of them, and we've read a couple of issues
on
together.
Spider-Cast,
And I think that those were my first full comics with them. So I'm not super familiar, but I know of them.
So Power Pack was a sleeper hit in the 80s by Marvel. It lasted like, I don't know, 80 issues. It was created by Louise Simonson and June Brigman. And it was like one of those things where she pitched it and Jim Shooter was like, that's a pretty cool idea. Superheroes that are kids, okay? These 4 kids get superpowers from these aliens. They don costumes, they fight crime. But the cool thing about the whole premise of the book is they never tell their parents. Their parents never know they have superpowers. Mm-hmm. So it's like one of those ongoing gags is they have to fight crime and fight aliens, but without their parents ever finding out. So they adapt the show.
That's halfway clever.
They adapt it into a TV show. And what is the first thing they do? They toss out the costumes, they toss out the cool names, and they reveal their identities like in the first 4 seconds. Their parents know that they have superpowers.
Yeah, it's not even that they're like
Reveal
mom, dad.
it. No,
They
just,
already know.
Yeah.
It's so strange. It's
bad.
This pilot is.
Well, besides the fact that we watched a copy in 280p.
You think that watching it in HD would have helped?
I think it would have.
It might have helped a little bit. There were a couple of concepts that did not leap, obviously, to the forefront of my...
but here's the thing. We always like to tell our viewers the plot. So, Champion, go ahead. Use the next 22 minutes and tell us what the plot of this pilot episode was.
Was there a plot?
Or use the next 22 seconds. Can you summarize it in 22 seconds?
Four kids get yelled at by their parents. Don't let anyone know, because they're in a new town. They've moved to a new town. Don't let anyone in this new town know that you have powers, because you'll alienate them or something.
He'll be made fun of.
Yeah,
I guess
you'll make kids uncomfortable. You don't want that. You want to be popular, kids. So we learn what their powers are in a little opening montage. Then they go to school. They try to make friends. There is a mansion, haunted, presumably, used to be owned or lived in by a guy named Dr. Mobius.
Dr. Mobius.
He was a circus guy who did weird things in his mansion, and then he died. They break into his mansion, and they take a medallion. Then the ghost of Dr. Mobius haunts them until they give the medallion back. The end.
And credits roll.
Credits roll.
Okay, this brings up the first... Okay, let's just go back to the beginning of the episode. So, as we pointed out, they don't have costumes. They don't have their cool superhero names.
They have cool haircuts, though. They have those cool early 90s like,
haircuts.
Yeah, exactly. Or like Zach the Lego Maniac. That kind of vibe.
But the thing is, though, is that we have 4 little kids with superpowers, which... If they made this today, it'd be like a Stranger Things thing. It'd be like a cool little kid gang type vibe. But instead in this, let's just take the 4 characters and not use any of them. Let's use one, have him have 2 friends that have nothing to do with his family. Yeah. They go to the haunted house. And this haunted house thing has nothing to do with the comic book, nothing to do with the genre. It's just a trope.
Are you saying that Dr. Mobius was not the primary villain?
No, he was not.
in the Power Pack?
Yeah, for a second when I was first watching this, I almost thought that they said Dr. Morbius, and I was like, oh, they're actually going to start tying in Marvel characters. No, they're not. They're not even tying in the Power Pack into this.
No,
really.
Like the Power Pack, they deal with like these. Again, if you're a Power Pack fan, I'm sorry, this is all from memory, but like this alien race of like horse people and this cool shit. But the point is that if you're going to do Power Pack, do Power Pack. This was not Power Pack.
With the budget for horse people in a TV
pilot.
They could have figured it out, right? They could have figured it out. But the thing is they have this whole middle act of all this crap. But wait, before we get to that, the opening bit, when the one kid, he drops something down the sink.
His retainer.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if we were watching this in HD, I thought he pulled a tooth out of his mouth and dropped his tooth down the sink.
That was confusing. Ooh. But then the father comes in and pulls him out of the sink, which was actually
because his powers is to shrink down. So he shrinks down, and he uses dental floss to tie to the tap, and then he goes down spelunking to get his retainer back, and then the dad pulls him out. Right.
It was just that was actually a decent effect. All the other effects were garbage.
Yeah, him lifting up the fish tank and like there's no movie. It's
that was like Daredevil karate chopping the Kleenex box level of bad, right? Then they go to the house again. Trope of Saturday morning kids show garbage. Then the kids all go back at the end, but it's just there's nothing to say about this. It's bad. It's really, really bad. There's nothing. It's garbage. What else can you say?
It's a bummer. And I know you were saying, like, well, if they wanted to make a good Power Pack, they had to have the horse aliens.
Yeah.
But that's not true. I feel like what they needed was these 4 kids trying to deal with their superpowers together.
Well, at the very least. At the very least, yes.
I don't mind them adapting things and changing it. If you're going to have the parents know whatever, then you need to make that the focus, right?
Sure.
Why do the parents know? Like, why are you changing that? Okay, we want to hide it from the school. So this is going to be like a school drama. No, fuck that. Let's go to a haunted mansion. Like, it just does not make any sense. They're going to a new school. He makes friends immediately that are going to bring him to the man. Like, it just have this down the road, sure, whatever, as like a.
You're right. At least if it was like My Secret Identity, which was a Canadian show, which was actually
so is this, Mike?
Yeah, this is a Canadian show as well. Oh, you mean Power Pack or this show?
Power Pack.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you know what's funny?
Yeah.
I didn't even look it up, but when they showed them out on the street and there was snow all over, I was like, this is Canadian.
You know how I knew was the music.
You mean
the synth? Like,
actually, some of the music was from
New Kids on the Block.
Of the music was from Beetlejuice.
Yeah, it was. Yes.
Oh,
it was almost start to finish. It was almost start to finish. It felt
interesting
at times as though whoever made this bought. They went down to HMV and they bought the Beetlejuice soundtrack and played it, and then we have to write to this.
Sure.
Interesting.
Which, as I'm thinking about it, it might not be that far off the mark, because something like a musical score is going to be very noticeable. It may help sell your property, but you're not going to have the money to get Danny Elfman to score your little.
They somehow got the rights to New Kids on the Block at the time too, which was
Step by Step. Yeah, that was cool. That was a nice little.
That's how you know you're in the 90s.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean. Like, what is there to say? Like, you can't really comment on the actors. You can't really comment on the parents, the kids, nothing. The special effects were bad. Everything was bad. The writing was bad. Okay, here's something of note. How have I been reading comic magazines for 35 years and never heard of this? How is that possible?
Well, you watched it, Mike.
That's probably why. Yeah, it's so terrible.
It stunk.
However, I had heard of Captain America and Punisher, so
that's true. Or Fantastic Four.
Yeah,
all these mystery things that.
But it's funny because of all the things we talk about, it seems like every week we hit a new low.
I know. Last week we were talking about Wrath of Khan.
Okay, no, but that was Laser Brains. That was
it's so great. I'm having so much fun.
We don't want to talk about that.
I feel
other podcast on this podcast.
Yeah, we can't compete with ourselves.
Competition.
I just feel defeated talking about this. I want to talk about. I wish it was good. I don't want to just shit on things all the time.
When I sat down and I started watching this, and here's the thing. we watched. What was our last review on this podcast? Was Captain America, wasn't it? The 1990 Captain America?
Batman Returns.
Batman Returns.
Oh, Batman Returns.
Yeah, that was a good one.
That was a good one. All right.
Before that, Captain America.
Before that was Captain America. So this is where my brain is going to as I'm watching this bad thing. It's like these are beating me down to the point where I don't even care anymore, and I'm watching Power Pack just.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm not getting angry at it the way I was angry at Captain America for wasting my time. It helped that this is only 22 minutes, but it's just a heavy sigh, and it's done, and there was nothing. I don't think this exists in my brain anymore. When we wrap up this podcast, I'm not going to ever think about this ever again. It's depressing.
Well, you know what they say? It's not the worst thing is not to hate someone; it's to be indifferent to them.
Yeah.
And right now, we are indifferent to the Power Pack TV pilot because it's so bad. No, but I'm with you. But it also reminds me of the sad time in the early '90s when this is all we had. You know what I mean? Like it was
like on TV.
Superhero content was garbage. Like this is the worst of the worst. But there wasn't much that was better.
I mean, Batman had just come out a few years prior.
It's the only one. Look, Captain America, Punisher.
For Marvel, sure,
Power Pack.
I am noticing that little trend too. That this is all Marvel shit in the bed.
Yes,
Marvel shit in the bed. And I don't know what happens after this. I can only assume that Marvel just folds up and ceases to exist.
Go bankrupt.
Yeah,
but
pretty much.
This is the thing we have to remind
surprise.
our viewers is that at this time DC was owned and is still owned by Warner Brothers. So they had the power of Warner Brothers behind them. Marvel was not. Marvel was its own company that in 1988 or 87 was only worth like 60 million, which to us is a lot. But the fact that Jim
Speak for yourself.
Yeah. But like Jim Shooter and two other guys were like, "Hey guys, let's pool our pocket change together and buy Marvel," and they almost bought it. That's chump change compared to what it's worth now. Now, when it was sold in 2008, it was worth $4 billion, I think. Right? Ooh. So it clearly, increased in value. So these were different times. That's all I can say. These were different times.
Oh. It's so funny that it almost feels reversed now. Like Marvel is on this high of like pretty solid to great films, and then Warner Brothers and DC are just like.
They're not quite Power Pack level, but they're certainly struggling. They're certainly struggling.
Well, they'll get there.
Warner Brothers is just like
Stick
making
with it, Warner
movies
Brothers.
and shows and just going, you know what? We're not going to release this. So
I know, you're right.
It's not far off from this because this never really saw the light of day. Like
I'm not sure. Was it on TV? I don't even know.
I assume not. I'm pretty sure it was the pilot and that's it, right?
Okay. Well, yeah, but I'm saying, did this pilot air on TV?
I don't know. I would assume not. If
I didn't even bother charging my iPad for this one.
Yeah,
it's over
we don't
there.
do research on the show, so you'll never know. But I guess, you know what? This could be the shortest episode in the history of the series because we have almost nothing else to say. Okay, here's the thing, Ian.
Yeah.
Could you imagine this as a good TV show?
I could.
Okay.
The premise, as you're describing it to me, from the comic book, is interesting. And I think that even if they were going to frame this as less of a superhero franchise and more of a teen drama, that could have worked as well. But they just flubbed this particular episode so badly. Here's what you do. First of all, you got to, whatever else you change, you have to keep the parents not knowing.
I agree.
I think that is very important. Mm-hmm. Because
it creates comedy situations.
It creates comedy situations, and it creates tension.
Yep.
It's an opportunity because nobody cares what the teachers are going to think, right? Mm-hmm. Oh, my classmates found out that I can shrink myself down really small. No, you're afraid of your parents when you're that age. Mm-hmm. So you have to keep that tension. The other thing you do, I don't give a shit about these little friends that whatever one of these kids made that bring them to the haunted house. I don't care about these kids. I don't care about this weird love interest with, for some reason, the cute girl who sits behind this guy is really into this dude because he was able to recite Newton's first law of thermodynamics.
Sure.
Damn. If I would have known that in high school, I would have been getting laid all the time. No, we don't need to know about these friends. We don't need to know about this girl. We need to know about these 4 kids.
Exactly.
And we need to see them working together.
Right.
Yep.
Now, at first, I thought that this was going to get off to a good start. Despite the fact that the special effects were garbage, it's a pilot. So you have to let certain things slide. And when they were doing that opening montage at the beginning, I'm actually starting to get like, oh, okay, these kids all have different powers.
Sure.
This kid can make himself really small. This girl can run around real fast and do things. This guy can lift up an aquarium with one hand. He must be strong. And then there's this little toddler who can, I don't know, turn a ball into an energy thing. And,
I can't remember.
She uses energy for something, and she uses energy to put the medallion back into the painting. You're gonna have to watch the pilot to know what I'm talking about here. But
available for free on YouTube. We'll post the link.
But we get to know, we get a little bit of a sense of who these kids are, and like, this is off to not a terrible start. But from then, it just falls flat in its face.
Well, yeah. It expects us almost to know who they are already,
right?
Just from this montage at the beginning, and it doesn't work like this.
But
it sets them up as a family and their powers, but then that's it. Like, we need time with them to figure out their dynamic, who they are, and like
it also doesn't help that the dad's a dork, and I don't know, that just annoyed me. And the fact that the 2 of the kids are identical. Right, I can't tell 2 of them apart. The guy,
boys?
the two boys. Yeah, there's nothing to
Well,
really. They have the same haircut.
And also, again, we're not asking for genius. We're just asking you have a concept.
We're not even asking for competency.
No, we're not. We're just asking for. I don't even know what we're asking for, but like, you have a concept. You screwed up right away with messing up 2 big things, but then you don't even make it good. Like you said, we have these 4 characters. We don't even use them for the whole middle act. We have a friend. We have the one brother with these 2 other kids. Like, how badly can you screw this up?
Yeah.
Right?
You've only got 22 minutes here.
Right, 22 minutes, and you can't even get that right. Like, geez, it's bad. Like, I actually went on IMDb and I gave it a 2 out of 10, and I tried to be that guy, right? But I thought, okay, I'll give it 1 for the special effect of the kid in the drain. That's it. That's all it gets. And then the other 1 is for the fact that
it was
exists.
technically a thing.
Yeah, it was technically a thing. It exists. That's it. You get 2. I don't know what else to say about this.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe, and it is, I think, hard to have this whole thing set up in the 20 whatever minutes.
Sure.
But distracting us with a medallion and a haunted house,
Junk,
and cheap scares, and like, it's like kids with flashlights just shining it on a skeleton, like, oh, like, it's
garbage.
And
it doesn't work.
That entire sequence with the one kid who fell into a hole and he's just floating in the void. And
I forgot about that.
How does he get himself out of that situation? Oh, he does the Princess Leia thing. And
the Mary
floats
Poppins, yeah.
back up.
Garbage special effects. Speaking of garbage special effects, I don't know what to say. All I can say is that at this time, it was around the same time Superboy was still on TV. My Secret Identity was on TV, and I used to watch those both every Sunday. So this was maybe trying to be that, but this is garbage. So obviously, I can't recommend it. This could be an all-new low. Although I gotta say, it probably has more charm than the Captain America movie. The Captain America movie made me angry.
Made me angry too.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. I was just sort of blank-faced staring at this one because there were elements of this that could have worked, and there was nothing about that Captain America.
Yeah, true.
I understand what they're going for. Even I understand why they had, in concept, the parents know, because then you can set up like a Full House sort of dynamic between the superheroes and their parents, and like teaching them lessons. But that doesn't happen.
No,
in this. You know what I mean? Like, there's
no.
There's not even a relationship between the parents and the kids. Like, it's so unbelievably surface level. It doesn't work pretty much in any way.
So, what else can we say? This could be the shortest episode we've ever done. But once again, Marvel F's up another... Well, actually, no. Sorry, we say Marvel. I noticed, I watched the credits. Marvel is not mentioned at the end credits. Louise Simonson is not mentioned. June Brigman's not mentioned. So this is almost like they were too embarrassed to put their name on it. So it just says New World
That's so
Cinema at the
interesting.
end. Yeah.
I wonder if it was also just the fact that it wasn't finished. Like maybe it wasn't.
They
I
ran
don't
out
know.
of money before they
I
could
don't
finish the
think so.
credits.
I think they,
Yeah.
we didn't have the room in the credits, but Marvel in. No, I think it was, and then
$5 per title
well,
card.
then I started to think, well, maybe it's because it's so different from the comic, but the fact that they used the exact comic book logo.
I don't
is-
know. They didn't.
Oh, they didn't?
No, I just grabbed that off
Oh.
the internet. That's from a comic book.
Oh,
So
okay.
not even that works.
Not even that.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, so I didn't have anything to use.
Gotcha. Okay, so all I can say is that this is crap. Don't actually do watch it because it's for free. Put it on the background while you're doing the dishes. Watch it.
Make sure you skip the ads because they don't deserve any ad money.
No, they don't. Don't give any money to these guys. It was garbage. Do you recommend it?
No.
All right.
No. I usually try and watch these things on like the big screen. I carve out some time to be uninterrupted so I
Sure.
can watch it as like a full thing. Even Captain America, like even the shitty ones, I try and give it the best.
due.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one I started. I was like, I can't do this. I watched it laying in bed on my phone like this. Like it was just.
The smallest screen possible
Yeah.
for the quality to
Yeah.
Wristwatch. Yeah. Ian, do
So-
you recommend this film? This pilot, whatever.
Yes, I recommend it under one circumstance. If let's say that you invite someone over to your house for like a date or something, little Netflix and chill, and it's not going well, and you want to get them out of your house.
Oh, okay.
You say,
Oh, okay.
I know something we can watch. It's this
Yeah,
really cool
there
thing.
you go.
And then you pop on the Power
Right,
Pack
right.
pilot, and then 5 minutes later, like, oh, I forgot my cat's sick. I got to go home. And then you've ended the date.
Wow, that's a good call.
That's the only reason to watch
That's the
Power
only
Pack.
way to utilize this pilot. Okay, I guess that's it. Whatever. Sorry, this one's crap. Keep watching Tape
Whatever.
Crusaders. Keep coming to Meteor every single Wednesday. Tonight we watch Big Lebowski.
That was great.
Coming up, we're watching Darkman. We're watching Akira.
Akira.
So be sure to join us at Champions Bar. And yeah, Josh, you can take it from here.
You can also find all of our stuff over on our website at the comicbooksyndicate.com. All of our podcasts are video format, so you can also check us out on our YouTube channel. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you guys think about the stuff that we're talking about. Definitely keep us updated on how you guys enjoyed Power Pack, because everybody is going to be rushing to watch this now. So
That's right. So until next time, see you later.